Hello, kids! I'm Captain AHS. Ever wondered what makes a bustling city different from a peaceful rural town? Let's dive in and discover the exciting world of places big and small.
Look at all the tall buildings, Baba. They look like they touch the sky. And there are so many cars and buses. The streets are so busy.
That's what cities are like. They have tall buildings, lots of cars, and many people living close together.
There's a shop or a restaurant on every street.
Cities have lots of places to shop, eat, and work. People in cities use cars, buses, and trains to get around.
I like cities. There's so much to see and do. Cities are exciting, but they can also be noisy and crowded.
Now, let's take a trip to see something different.
Where did all the buildings go?
We're in a rural area now. Rural areas have lots of farms, fields, and open spaces.
It's so peaceful here. There's no honking or traffic.
That's the difference between cities and rural areas. Cities are noisy and crowded, while rural areas are quiet and have fewer people.
What do they grow here?
They grow crops like wheat, corn, and vegetables. Rural areas are where most of our food comes from.
Do kids here go to school?
Yes, but the schools here are smaller than the ones in cities. Kids in rural areas often help on the farm after school. Kids in rural areas often help on the farm after school.
So, life in the countryside is very different from life in the city.
Yes, both have their own special things. Cities have more shops, schools, and transportation, while rural areas have nature, fresh air, and farms.
Baba, why do some people live in cities and others live in the countryside?
It depends on what they need and what they like. Some people live in cities because they work in offices or factories. Others live in rural areas because they work on farms or with animals.
So, both places are important?
Yes. Cities give us technology, hospitals, and businesses, while rural areas give us food, fresh air, and space to grow crops.
That's why people in cities and rural areas work together. Farmers send food to cities, and cities provide machines and products for farmers.
It's like they're helping each other. I like both places. I'd live in the city to visit the mall, but visit the countryside to play with cows.
That's a good plan. You can enjoy the best of both worlds.
Remember, no matter where people live, they all need to respect the land and work together.
I want to live in a house where I can see both city lights and green fields. Me too. And I'll bring some cows to the city.
Now it's the time for quiz. What is one common feature of a rural area? Option A, large farms and open fields. Option B, busy highways. Option A is correct. Rural areas have lots of space for farming and nature. Which picture shows a scene from a city? Option A, a picture of tall buildings and crowded streets. Option B, a picture of a barn surrounded by crops. Excellent. Option A is correct. Cities have lots of tall buildings and many people. Which picture shows a common activity in rural areas? Option A, a picture of children playing in a park near apartments. Option B, a picture of farmers working on a field. Good job! Option B is correct. Rural areas are known for farming and growing crops. Cities have farms and barns instead of offices and malls. Is this statement true or false? Think about how cities have tall buildings and busy streets, not farms. This statement is false. Rural areas have fewer people and more open space compared to cities. Is this statement true or false? Yes, this statement is true. Rural areas often have more land and nature but fewer people. Good job, kids! Next time, we'll be exploring places big, small, and in between. Stay tuned for an exciting journey through different kinds of communities. Don't miss out on more free, interactive lessons. Hit subscribe and join us on the journey to education without boundaries.